Hello, everyone. My name is Myra Casades. This video is for Topic 1, Discussion 1 for the Social Work Class 601. The question we have is, why is advocacy an important part of social work practice, and what advocacy efforts have you seen or been a part of on behalf of clients? According to the reading in Chapter 1, it states that advocacy is an important role in the social work profession, and there are two definitions that are stated on the chapter reading. The first one is the act of directly representing or defending others. The second one is in regards to social work, means championing the rights of individuals or communities through direct intervention or empowerment. The way that I can describe social work is by being the voice of others, and especially to being able to amplify the voice of those that are part of vulnerable and marginalized populations and that are not being heard. Advocacy allows social workers to be able to promote social justice when there are unjust systems. The way a social worker can do this is by committing to protect the human rights of those vulnerable and marginalized populations that have challenges in the lack of significant resources and opportunities that are available to them in different areas. Some of the areas would be healthcare disparities, housing instability, educational inequalities, economic opportunities, food insecurities, and in other areas as well. These challenges can exist in these populations due to geographic isolation, economic hardships, lack of infrastructure, language, and cultural barriers that they may be facing. Today, even the lack of technology or limited technological access can be a barrier. I have come across many during my previous position as an eligibility worker for the Department of Social Services with our elderly community, who are not up to date with technical advances and lack the ability to complete an application or unable to upload their documents online. It has been one of the leading causes of loss of available resources to them. Um, they have the challenges in getting to the office due to transportation, immobilization, medical conditions, and having lack of family support, where there is no assistance in obtaining there's no assistance in obtaining the resources by helping out in the process. As social workers, we need to take an assisting approach and be able to explain the application process and assist them with applying for those programs that they're going to benefit from. For example, in the elderly, transportation, availability from one place to another for their medical appointments when they're having the benefit of someone caring for them during the day and helping them get through different processes that they go through and making sure that their needs are being met. The role of a social worker is not limited only to being able to access those resources, but also plays a vital role in shaping the policies that impact the lives of individuals, families, and the community. Their roles can reach into legislation, community forums, and government office where decisions are being made in regards to public welfare. This enhances their well-being and self-determination. I currently work for Children Protective Services, and my role as a social worker is to advocate for the children that are currently in my caseload to get them the services that they need for help with their mental stability, with any of their medical appointments. There are children that have individualized educational plans, IEPs at school, and the staff is not the staff at school sometimes is not being supportive on the appropriate services that they need. So that's another way of being able to advocate for them and making sure that these services are being met. The children that I work with have been removed from their families and are in foster care. And sometimes some of the foster parents are not willing to go an extra step and meet the child's needs. And as their social worker, I need to bring these issues up with the caregiver and come up with solutions to in regards to the child's concerns and worries. When it's time to write a court report or a packet to make sure that I need to make sure that all of their services are are being listed on there and doing their requests so they can get approved. In the case of many of the services they have to be court approved. For example, even getting them a CASA worker who is an extra advocate for them on their caseload helps them, but it helps them, but it also helps me to keep on my toes and make sure that I'm doing my job and getting them the required and necessary services that the child needs because these CASA workers are there to advocate for these children in the case that the social worker is not doing is not being supportive enough to the child. So there's just so many different ways to support and have a voice for the children to ensure that their needs are being met in all of the areas. Um, so that's part of my experience with advocacy, and I'm just hoping that this class will help me learn more and be able to be of better service to the community and the children that I work with and other populations. Thank you.